Hello, my friend. I'm Dr. Bruce Lipton, and if you've found your way here tonight, it's no accident. You've arrived at this moment carrying something within you, a deep knowing that change is not only possible, but inevitable. Perhaps you've spent your day wrestling with old patterns, feeling the weight of limiting beliefs, or sensing that despite all your efforts, something fundamental needs to shift at the very core of your being. Tonight, we're going to explore one of the most profound discoveries of modern science. Your reality literally changes while you sleep. This isn't metaphorical or wishful thinking. This is biological fact, quantum mechanics, and the sacred science of consciousness itself working in perfect harmony. As you settle into this space, I want you to understand that you're crossing a threshold. Not just the threshold between day and night, but the threshold between the person you've been and the person you're becoming. Your subconscious mind, that vast ocean of programming that runs 95% of your life, is about to become your greatest ally. The moment you close your eyes and begin to relax, something miraculous happens in your brain. The beta brain waves of your analytical, critical mind begin to slow down. The theta waves of deep creativity and programming begin to emerge. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes as receptive as a child's, ready to accept new truths about who you are and what's possible for your life. You see, during your waking hours, your conscious mind acts like a gatekeeper, filtering every thought through existing beliefs and programs. But as you drift towards sleep, that gatekeeper steps aside. The protective barriers dissolve. Your subconscious mind opens like a flower to receive whatever seeds you choose to plant. This is why shamans and mystics throughout history have recognized the power of twilight consciousness, that sacred space between sleeping and waking where miracles are born. Modern neuroscience has now validated what ancient wisdom traditions have always known. The brain is most plastic, most changeable, in these liminal states. Tonight, you're not just going to sleep. You're entering a laboratory of consciousness where thought becomes biology, where imagination becomes reality, where the very cells of your body listen to every word, every image, every feeling you offer them. I want you to feel the significance of this moment. Feel how your body naturally knows how to transition from the busy energy of day into the receptive energy of night. Notice how your breathing automatically begins to slow and deepen. Your heart rate settles into a more peaceful rhythm. Your muscles release the tension they've been carrying. This is your nervous system's way of saying, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to change. The old you, the one who struggled and doubted and felt stuck, is already beginning to fade. Not because you're forcing it to disappear, but because you're simply choosing to nourish a different version of yourself. Like a plant turning towards sunlight, your subconscious mind is naturally turning toward the new programming you're about to receive. As we journey together through these next 2 hours, remember this fundamental truth. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It doesn't argue with the images you show it or the words you speak to it. It simply says yes and begins to create that reality in your body, in your emotions, in your actions, and ultimately in your external world. So breathe with me now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this sacred threshold where healing happens, where transformation unfolds, where the impossible becomes inevitable. Your body is not just flesh and bone, my friend. It's a living constellation of 50 trillion cells, each one listening, learning, and responding to the information you provide through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Right now, as you rest in this quiet space, every single cell in your body is tuned into your consciousness like a radio receiving a signal. This is the foundation of what I call the new biology. The understanding that our genes are not our destiny, but our beliefs are. Your cells don't just carry out predetermined genetic programs. They're constantly reading the environment you create with your mind, and they change their behavior accordingly. When you think a loving thought about yourself, your cells receive that message and begin producing proteins and hormones that support healing, growth, and vitality. When you imagine yourself living your dreams, your cells start preparing for that reality by strengthening neural pathways and optimizing biological functions. But here's what most people don't realize. This cellular communication becomes even more powerful during sleep. As your conscious mind quiets down, your cells can hear your subconscious programming more clearly. They're no longer competing with the constant chatter of analytical thinking or the stress hormones produced by worry and fear. Tonight, as you drift deeper into relaxation, picture your cells gathering around you like eager students, ready to learn the new curriculum you're about to teach them. See them in your mind's eye, these miraculous microscopic beings that have kept you alive every moment of your existence, that have healed your wounds, grown your hair, replaced your skin, and maintained the perfect temperature of your body without you ever having to think about it. Your cells love you unconditionally. They've never judged you for your mistakes or held grudges about the stress you've put them through. They've simply continued doing their best with whatever information you've given them. And tonight, you have the opportunity to give them new information. Information that will transform not just how they function, but how you experience life itself. Feel your cells now, alive and intelligent throughout your body. In your brain, neurons are preparing to form new connections based on the thoughts you're about to think. In your heart, specialized cells are ready to generate new patterns of electromagnetic energy. In your digestive system, cells are preparing to process not just food, but the nutrients of new beliefs. This is why sleep is so crucial for transformation. During deep sleep stages, your brain literally washes itself, clearing out the cellular debris of old thought patterns. Your body releases growth hormone, rebuilding tissues according to the new blueprint you provide. Your immune system strengthens, preparing to support the new you that's emerging. But you don't have to wait for deep sleep to begin this process. Even now, in this relaxed twilight state, your cells are becoming more receptive. They're opening their membranes to receive new information. They're adjusting their protein production. They're preparing to support a new version of you. Speak to your cells now with your mind. Tell them, "Thank you for listening. Thank you for loving me so completely that you change yourselves to match my beliefs. Tonight I'm giving you new beliefs to embody. Beliefs about my worth, my capabilities, my potential, my future." Feel how your cells respond with a gentle warmth, a subtle energy shift, a deepening sense of peace. They're not just hearing your words, they're feeling your intention. They're sensing the new reality you're creating, and they're already beginning to align with it. Your liver cells are preparing to process emotions differently. Your immune cells are getting ready to protect you with more wisdom and strength. Your brain cells are creating space for new neural networks that will support thoughts and behaviors aligned with your highest vision for yourself. This is the miracle of conscious sleep, using the body's natural regenerative processes to not just maintain your current reality, but to consciously evolve into a new one. Beyond the world of matter that we see and touch lies an invisible field of infinite possibility, the quantum field. This field doesn't just exist in laboratories or theoretical physics textbooks. It exists right here, right now, interpenetrating every atom of your being and extending far beyond the boundaries of your physical body. During sleep, your consciousness naturally attunes to this quantum field. Your brain waves slow down to frequencies that match the fundamental rhythms of the universe itself. In this state, you become less of a separate individual and more of an integral part of the cosmic web of consciousness that connects all things. Modern quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. At the subatomic level, matter doesn't exist as fixed particles, but as waves of probability. These waves only collapse into specific realities when they're observed, when consciousness interacts with them. This means that your awareness, your observation, your expectation is literally participating in the creation of reality. As you lie here now, feeling your body relax deeper with each breath, you're not just resting, you're positioning yourself at the intersection of consciousness and possibility. You're preparing to dream not just with your sleeping mind, but with the quantum field itself. In this field, the future exists as probability waves, infinite potential realities all waiting for the right consciousness to call them into existence. Your future self, living the life you desire, existing in the state you wish to embody, is already there as a potential waiting to be collapsed into your experienced reality. The boundaries between dreaming and creating, between imagination and manifestation, dissolve in the quantum field. When you imagine yourself healed, The quantum field registers that as a real possibility. When you feel the emotions of your desired future, you're actually entangling with that future quantum state. This is why the great mystics and sages have always taught the power of dream consciousness. They understood intuitively what science is now proving. In the dream state, we're not bound by the laws of classical physics. We can travel through time, communicate across vast distances, access information beyond our normal sensory range, and most importantly, we can commune directly with the field of all possibilities. Tonight, as you enter this sacred space between waking and sleeping, you're entering what quantum physicists call a superposition, a state where multiple realities exist simultaneously until observation collapses them into a single experience. But here's the key. You get to choose which reality collapses into your waking experience. Feel yourself expanding now beyond the boundaries of your physical body. Feel your consciousness becoming like a wave spreading out into the quantum field. You're not losing yourself. You're finding your larger self, the self that exists in unity with all possibility. In this expanded state, you can sense the reality you desire as if it already exists, because at the quantum level, it does. You can feel the gratitude of that future self, looking back at this very moment as the turning point when everything changed. You can sense the wisdom, the peace, the abundance, the love that characterizes your evolved life. This isn't fantasy or wishful thinking. This is quantum physics applied to consciousness. This is the technology of transformation that operates beyond the limits of linear time and three-dimensional space. Your dreaming mind knows how to navigate this field naturally. It knows how to commune with possibilities, how to download information, how to bring back gifts from the realm of infinite potential. All you need to do is trust the process and allow your consciousness to expand into its natural quantum state. As you drift deeper now, know that you're not just falling asleep. You're falling into alignment with the creative forces of the universe. You're allowing your small self to merge with your quantum self. You're entering the laboratory of consciousness where dreams become blueprints and blueprints become reality. Before we can plant new seeds in the garden of your subconscious, we must first clear the soil of today's accumulated stress, worry, and limiting thoughts. Your nervous system has been collecting information all day long, some of it nourishing, some of it toxic. Now it's time to consciously release what no longer serves your highest good. Think of this process like taking a gentle shower for your mind and emotions. Just as you cleanse your physical body before rest, you can cleanse your consciousness, washing away the residue of fear, doubt, frustration, and old patterns that have been clinging to your awareness. Your body knows how to do this naturally. Right now, feel how your breath wants to deepen and slow down. This isn't just relaxation. It's your parasympathetic nervous system activating its natural cleansing mechanisms. With each exhale, you're literally releasing stress hormones from your bloodstream. With each inhale, you're inviting in peace, clarity, and receptivity. Let's begin this sacred release together. Bring to mind any moment from today when you felt stressed, anxious, or limited in some way. Don't analyze it or judge yourself for it. Simply acknowledge it with compassion. Say to yourself, I felt that, I experienced that, and now I'm ready to let it go. Feel that experience in your body. Where does it live? Perhaps as tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest, or a knot in your stomach. This is simply energy that has been stuck, and now you're giving it permission to move, to transform, to release. As you breathe out, imagine this stuck energy flowing out of your body like dark smoke, dissolving harmlessly into the night air. As you breathe in, imagine golden light filling that space, light that carries the frequency of peace, forgiveness, and infinite possibility. Now let's go deeper. Think about any limiting beliefs you've been carrying. Beliefs about yourself, your capabilities, your worth, your future. These beliefs may have served you once as protection, but they've outlived their usefulness. They're old programming that no longer matches who you're becoming. See these beliefs as clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. You don't have to fight them or push them away. You simply observe them with detachment and allow them to drift past. They have no power over you unless you identify with them. And tonight you're choosing to identify with your unlimited potential instead. Feel yourself becoming lighter with each limiting belief you release. Feel your energy becoming clearer, more vibrant, more aligned with your true nature. You're not losing anything real when you let go of limitations. You're only losing what was never truly you in the first place. This process of release isn't about denying or suppressing difficult emotions. It's about transforming them. When you feel sadness, you can transform it into compassion. When you feel anger, you can transform it into determination. When you feel fear, you can transform it into excitement about new possibilities. Your emotional energy is like water. It can take any shape, serve any purpose. Tonight, you're consciously directing this energy toward healing, growth, and the manifestation of your deepest desires. Notice how your body feels now. Notice the softness in your muscles, the deeper rhythm of your breath, the sense of space and openness in your chest. This is your natural state when you're not carrying the weight of the day's programming. This is the fertile ground where new growth can take root. As you continue to release and let go, you're creating what neuroscientists call neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural pathways. Every limiting thought you release creates space for an empowering thought. Every old pattern you let go of makes room for a new pattern that better serves your evolution. This nightly practice of conscious release is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. It prevents the accumulation of stress and limitation that can crystallize into chronic problems. It keeps your consciousness fluid, adaptable, and open to new possibilities. Feel yourself now as completely clean and clear, like a mountain lake reflecting the starry sky. In this pristine state of consciousness, you're ready to receive the new programming that will transform your life from the inside out. As your body settles into the rhythms of night, something extraordinary happens at the cellular level. Your genes, those blueprints of life that you inherited from your ancestors, are not fixed programs running automatically. They're more like a piano keyboard, waiting for consciousness to decide which keys to press, which songs to play. This is the revolutionary discovery that changed everything I thought I knew about biology. Your beliefs, the thoughts you think repeatedly, the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what's possible. These beliefs literally control which genes get activated and which remain dormant. Right now, as you rest in this peaceful state, your cells are reading your consciousness like a prescription. They're asking, what should we create? What proteins should we manufacture? What hormones should we release? What kind of body should we build for tomorrow? When you believe you're worthy of love, your cells produce different chemistry than when you believe you're unlovable. When you believe you're capable of healing, your immune system responds differently than when you believe you're permanently damaged. When you believe abundance is your birthright, your nervous system creates different patterns than when you believe scarcity is inevitable. This isn't positive thinking or self-help philosophy. This is hard science, documented in thousands of peer-reviewed studies. Your beliefs create your biology, and your biology creates your experience of reality. During sleep, this belief-biology connection becomes even more powerful. Your critical mind, the part of you that argues with new possibilities, steps aside. Your subconscious mind, which controls the majority of your biological functions, becomes wide open to receiving new instructions. Think of your subconscious as the most sophisticated computer ever created, running trillions of programs simultaneously to keep you alive and functioning. But unlike a regular computer, this one can be reprogrammed simply through repetition, emotion, and the theta brainwave states that naturally occur as you drift toward sleep. Tonight, you have the opportunity to give your biological computer new software, beliefs that support health instead of illness, abundance instead of lack, love instead of fear, possibility instead of limitation. Feel your body now as this living miracle of responsive intelligence. Every organ, every system, every cell is poised to carry out whatever instructions you give them. They don't judge your instructions or argue about whether they're realistic. They simply say yes and begin creating that reality in your physical experience. Your heart doesn't question whether you deserve love. It simply beats with whatever rhythm matches your beliefs about love. Your immune system doesn't debate whether you're worthy of health. It simply creates whatever level of protection matches your beliefs about your own value and safety. This is why people with terminal diagnoses sometimes experience spontaneous remissions when they have profound shifts in their beliefs about themselves and their lives. Their cells receive new information and immediately begin creating a new biological reality. But you don't need to wait for a crisis to access this power. Every night as you transition into sleep, you can consciously communicate with your cellular intelligence. You can thank your cells for their constant service and give them new programming to work with. Speak to your DNA now with your mind. Thank you for being so responsive to my consciousness. Tonight I'm giving you new instructions. I'm programming you for optimal health, abundant energy, emotional resilience, and the capacity to manifest my dreams in physical reality. Feel how your cells receive this information with gratitude and immediately begin adjusting their function. Your brain cells start building new neural networks for confidence and creativity. Your heart cells begin generating more coherent electromagnetic patterns. Your digestive cells prepare to better absorb not just nutrients, but the vibrations of joy and satisfaction. This conversation between your consciousness and your cellular intelligence doesn't just happen during sleep, but sleep amplifies it exponentially. In the slower brainwave states of drowsiness and dreams, your subconscious mind can implement new programs without interference from doubt or disbelief. As you continue to relax deeper, trust that this biological transformation is already beginning. Your beliefs are becoming your biology, and your new biology will create a new experience of being alive. Your breath is the bridge between your conscious and unconscious mind, between your voluntary and involuntary nervous systems, between your current reality and your potential reality. It's the one bodily function that operates automatically, but can also be consciously directed, making it the perfect tool for transformation. As you lie here now, notice your natural breath rhythm. Don't try to change it yet. Simply observe how your body breathes when you're not thinking about it. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the subtle expansion and contraction of your belly, the cool air entering through your nostrils and the warm air flowing out. This breath that sustains your life is also the key to reprogramming your life. Ancient traditions have always recognized breath as the carrier of life force, the vehicle of spirit, the pathway to altered states of consciousness. Modern science now understands that specific breathing patterns can literally change your brain chemistry within minutes. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest, repair, and regeneration mode. This is the biological state in which learning, healing, and transformation occur most easily. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure decreases, your stress hormones diminish, and your brain begins producing the slower wave patterns associated with heightened intuition and creativity. Tonight, we're going to use your breath as a sacred gateway into the deepest levels of your subconscious mind. Each breath will take you deeper into the receptive state where miracles become possible. Let's begin by simply extending your exhale. Without forcing or straining, allow your out-breath to become twice as long as your in-breath. If you inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 8. This simple adjustment sends a message to your nervous system. It's safe to let go. It's safe to surrender. It's safe to change. Feel how this extended exhale releases not just carbon dioxide, but tension, worry, and resistance. You're literally breathing out everything that keeps you stuck in old patterns. With each long, slow exhale, you're creating space for something new to enter. Now, as you inhale, imagine you're breathing in pure potential, the breath of the quantum field itself, carrying infinite possibilities for healing, growth, and manifestation. This isn't just oxygen entering your lungs. It's life force, creative energy, the substance from which dreams are made real. Continue this rhythm, breathing out the old, breathing in the new. With each cycle, you're moving deeper into the theta brainwave state where your subconscious mind becomes as receptive as wet clay, ready to be molded into any shape you choose. Notice how your body begins to feel different as you breathe this way. Perhaps you feel a gentle tingling, a sense of lightness or waves of peaceful energy flowing through you. These are signs that your nervous system is shifting into the state where deep change becomes possible. Your breath is also connecting you to the breath of the universe itself, the expansion and contraction that drives all creation, from the beating of your heart to the cycles of seasons to the birth and death of stars. As you breathe, you're aligning with this cosmic rhythm, allowing yourself to be carried by the same intelligence that grows flowers and heals wounds and brings new life into existence. Feel yourself now not just breathing air, but breathing consciousness itself. With each inhale, you're drawing in the wisdom of your higher self, the knowledge of your soul, the blueprint of your potential. With each exhale, you're releasing the illusion of separation, the belief in limitation, the fear that holds you small. This sacred breathing is creating a bridge between who you've been and who you're becoming. It's opening doorways in your consciousness that have been closed, clearing pathways in your nervous system that have been blocked, preparing your entire being for the transformation that's about to unfold. As your breath continues to deepen and slow, you may notice that the pause between inhale and exhale becomes longer, more spacious. In these pauses, in this stillness between breaths, infinite possibility exists. Rest in these gaps. Let them expand. This is where your new reality is born, not in action or effort, but in the pregnant silence between thoughts, between breaths, between heartbeats. Continue breathing in this sacred way, knowing that each breath is not just sustaining your life, but transforming it. You're using the most fundamental function of your body as a tool for conscious evolution, a gateway to the deepest mysteries of your own potential. Your subconscious mind is like a vast, fertile garden that never rests, never judges, and never fails to produce exactly what you plant in it. Right now, as your conscious mind becomes quieter and your body settles deeper into relaxation, you're entering this garden with the opportunity to plant seeds that will grow into the reality you desire. Unlike your conscious mind, which analyzes, criticizes, and filters, your subconscious mind accepts whatever you plant with complete trust. It doesn't question whether you deserve what you're asking for or whether it's realistic. It simply takes your thoughts, emotions, and imagery and begins growing them into your physical experience. This garden has been tended by many different gardeners throughout your life. Your parents planted some seeds when you were young, beliefs about yourself, about the world, about what's possible or impossible. Teachers, friends, society, and your own experiences have all contributed seeds to this inner landscape. Some of these seeds grew into beautiful flowers, confidence, love, creativity, resilience. Others grew into weeds, fear, doubt, limitation, unworthiness. But here's the beautiful truth about gardens. They can always be replanted, retended, transformed into something more beautiful than they were before. Tonight, you're stepping into your subconscious garden with the wisdom of a master gardener. You understand now that you can choose what to plant, how to nurture it, and when to harvest the fruits of your inner cultivation. Feel yourself now walking through this inner landscape. What do you see growing there? What serves your highest good? And what is ready to be composted into new growth? Don't judge what you find. Simply observe with the loving awareness of someone who knows that everything can be transformed. See the weeds of old limiting beliefs. They may have grown wild and strong, but weeds are just plants growing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Their energy can be redirected, their life force composted into nutrients for what you truly want to grow. Gently, lovingly, begin to clear these weeds. Not with violence or hatred, but with gratitude for the protection they tried to offer you when you felt small and afraid. Thank them for their service, and then consciously choose to transform their energy into something that better serves who you're becoming. Now, in the cleared spaces of rich, dark earth, you're ready to plant new seeds. These are seeds of possibility, encoded with your deepest desires and highest potential. Each seed contains not just the destination, but the entire journey of growth that will take you there. Plant seeds of self-love so deep that they can never be uprooted by criticism or rejection. Plant seeds of abundance that will grow into a life of plenty in all its forms. Plant seeds of health that will flourish into vitality and energy. Plant seeds of purpose that will grow into meaningful work and contribution. As you plant each seed, water it with emotion. Emotion is the water that makes subconscious seeds grow. Feel the joy of already experiencing what you're planting. Feel the gratitude of having these dreams fulfilled. Feel the love that you are and that surrounds you. See these seeds beginning to sprout immediately, because in the realm of consciousness, growth happens at the speed of belief, not at the speed of ordinary time. See tiny green shoots pushing through the soil of your subconscious, reaching toward the light of your awareness. Your subconscious garden doesn't sleep when your body sleeps. While you rest, it continues growing whatever you've planted, strengthening root systems, developing the infrastructure needed to support your new reality in the physical world. This is why what you think about before sleep is so crucial. These are the seeds that get the most energy, the most attention from your subconscious gardener. They get watered by your dreams, fertilized by the neuroplasticity of sleep, and given the time and space to develop strong roots. Feel yourself now as both the gardener and the garden. You are the consciousness that chooses what to plant, and you are also the fertile ground in which everything grows. You are the water that nourishes growth, and you are the sunlight that calls forth new life. Trust in your garden's infinite capacity to grow anything you consciously choose to plant. Trust in the wisdom of your subconscious mind to know exactly how to transform seeds of thought into fruits of experience. Trust in the perfect timing of your inner seasons, knowing that what you plant tonight will manifest in perfect divine order. As you tend your inner garden with love and intention, you're participating in the most ancient and sacred act of creation, the transformation of invisible potential into visible reality through the power of conscious choice. Everything in the universe is vibration. Your thoughts vibrate, your emotions vibrate, your cells vibrate. Even your DNA vibrates at specific frequencies that either attract experiences that match your current state or repel experiences that don't resonate with who you're being. Right now, as you rest in this peaceful state, you have the extraordinary opportunity to consciously tune your entire being to the frequency of your desired reality. Just like tuning a radio to receive a clear signal, you can tune your consciousness to receive the experiences, opportunities, and relationships that match your highest vision for your life. Most people live their lives at frequencies they never consciously chose, frequencies inherited from childhood conditioning, cultural programming, or reactive responses to circumstances. But you are not most people. Tonight, you're taking conscious control of your vibrational state, aligning every aspect of your being with the reality you wish to create. Your heart is the most powerful broadcaster of frequency in your body. Its electromagnetic field is 60 times stronger than your brain's and can be measured several feet away from your body. When your heart is in a state of coherence, when you're feeling genuine appreciation, love, or compassion, it sends out a signal that literally restructures your environment to match those elevated emotions. Feel your heart now, that magnificent organ that is beaten faithfully for every moment of your existence. Place your awareness there, in the center of your chest, and notice how it feels when you bring to mind something or someone you truly love. Do you feel that? That warm expansion, that gentle opening, that sense of connection and gratitude? This is your heart generating the frequency of love, and this frequency is a powerful attractor for experiences that will make you feel more love, more joy, more alive. Now imagine the life you most desire to be living. Don't think about how you'll get there or when it will happen. Simply feel into the frequency of already living that life. What does it feel like to wake up each morning in that reality? How does your body feel when you're living your purpose? What's the quality of energy you experience when you're surrounded by people who truly see and appreciate you? This feeling, this internal state, this frequency, this is your target vibration. This is the radio station you want to be broadcasting 24 hours a day. And the beautiful truth is that you don't have to wait for external circumstances to change to access this frequency. You can tune into it right now, simply by choosing to align with it. Your subconscious mind is incredibly sophisticated at maintaining whatever frequency you program into it. If you program it with worry and fear, it will maintain worry and fear. If you program it with excitement and possibility, it will maintain excitement and possibility. And it maintains these frequencies not just in your thoughts and emotions, but in your posture, your breathing, your cellular chemistry, your electromagnetic field. As you continue to relax deeper, feel your entire nervous system tuning itself to match your desired frequency. Your brain waves are slowing down to match the rhythm of creation itself. Your heart rate is synchronizing with the pulse of your highest potential. Your breath is finding the rhythm of trust and surrender. This is why meditation masters and spiritual teachers throughout history have emphasized the importance of cultivating inner states independent of outer circumstances. They understood that when you align with elevated frequencies consistently, your external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to match your inner state. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a vibrational being with the power to choose your frequency in every moment. And when you choose consistently, when you align with your desired frequency, even when external evidence suggests otherwise, you become a powerful creator of your own reality. Feel yourself now vibrating at the frequency of your dreams fulfilled, not hoping or wishing or trying, but actually experiencing the energetic signature of your desired life. Let this frequency fill every cell of your body. Let it resonate in your bones, flow through your bloodstream, emanate from your heart. This is the frequency you'll maintain during sleep, allowing it to do its transformational work in the depths of your subconscious mind. This is the signal you're broadcasting into the quantum field, calling forth experiences that match this elevated state of being. As you drift deeper into this aligned frequency, trust that you are literally becoming a magnet for miracles, for synchronicities, for opportunities that will seem to appear out of nowhere, but are actually the natural result of your vibrational alignment. Your frequency is your prayer. Your vibration is your power. Your alignment is your answer. Deep within you lives a truth so fundamental, so unchanging, that no experience has ever been able to diminish it. This truth is not something you need to earn, achieve, or prove. It simply is, like the sun behind clouds, always shining regardless of what appears to obscure its light. Tonight, in this quiet sanctuary of consciousness, you have the opportunity to see yourself clearly in the mirror of inner truth, not as you've been conditioned to believe you are, but as you actually are in the deepest reality of your being. This mirror reflects not your past mistakes, your current limitations, or your feared inadequacies. It reflects your essence, the eternal, perfect, unlimited consciousness that has been witnessing every moment of your life, unchanged by every experience you've had. Look into this inner mirror now. See past the stories you've told yourself about who you are based on what you've done or failed to do. See past the identities you've worn like costumes, successful or unsuccessful, loved or unloved, worthy or unworthy. These are all roles you've played, but they are not who you are. Who you are is the awareness that has remained constant through every change in your life. The same consciousness that looked out through your eyes as a child is looking through them now. The same essential being that experienced your first moment of wonder is experiencing this moment of transformation. In this mirror of truth, see yourself as already whole, already perfect, already possessing everything you've been seeking outside yourself. The love you crave, you are love. The peace you desire, you are peace. The abundance you seek, you are the very source of all abundance. This is not spiritual bypassing or positive thinking. This is the recognition of what mystics, sages, and now quantum physicists understand. Consciousness is the fundamental substance of reality, and your individual consciousness is not separate from the infinite consciousness that creates and sustains all existence. Feel this truth resonating in your body now. Notice how something deep within you recognizes this as familiar, as home, as the reality you've always known but perhaps forgotten. Your cells respond to this recognition with a gentle warming, a subtle relaxation, a sense of coming back to themselves. This mirror shows you not who you might become someday, but who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning and confusion. It reveals the part of you that has never been broken, and therefore needs no fixing, that has never been lacking, and therefore needs no completion. When you see yourself in this mirror of truth, you understand that every challenge you faced has been an invitation to remember this deeper identity. Every wound has been a doorway to greater compassion. Every limitation has been a catalyst for discovering your unlimited nature. The person who has struggled, who has doubted, who has felt small and afraid, this is not your enemy or your failure. This is the part of you that courageously agreed to forget your true nature temporarily, so that you could have the joy of remembering it again. This is the hero of your own awakening story. Look at yourself now with the eyes of infinite compassion. See how brave you've been to take on this human experience, to feel so deeply, to care so much. to keep reaching for love and truth even when everything seemed to be against you. See how perfectly every experience has been designed to bring you to this moment of recognition. In this mirror, your so-called flaws become facets of your diamond nature, refracting light in unique and beautiful ways. Your sensitivity becomes your superpower. Your struggles become your strength. Your differences become your gifts. This is who you really are. Not someone who needs to be fixed or improved or healed, but someone whose true nature is already perfect and who is simply remembering how to express that perfection through human form. Feel how this recognition changes everything. When you know who you really are, you stop seeking validation from others because you recognize your inherent worth. You stop competing because you understand there's no scarcity in consciousness. You stop hiding because you remember that your authentic self is exactly what the world needs. This mirror of inner truth is always available to you, but it becomes especially clear in these quiet moments when the noise of the mind settles and the truth of your being can shine through unobstructed. As you continue to gaze into this mirror, see not just your individual perfection, but your connection to all life. See how your consciousness is woven into the same fabric as every other being. How your awakening contributes to the awakening of all. How your healing reverberates through the collective field of human experience. Rest now in this recognition of your true nature. Let it sink deep into your subconscious mind, becoming the foundation from which all your thoughts, emotions, and actions arise. When you know who you really are, everything else becomes an expression of that knowing, rather than a search for it. Within your cells lies not just your own personal history, but the accumulated memories, patterns, and survival strategies of countless generations. Your DNA carries information not only about your physical traits, but about the fears, beliefs, and limitations of your ancestors stretching back through time. But here's what science is now discovering. These inherited patterns are not fixed. They can be changed, transformed, and transcended through conscious intention and the profound neuroplasticity that occurs during states of deep relaxation and sleep. Tonight, you have the extraordinary opportunity to consciously reset your cellular memory, releasing inherited limitations and activating dormant potentials that have been waiting for the right conditions to express themselves. Feel into your body now as a living library containing thousands of years of human experience. Some of these experiences serve your evolution, courage passed down from brave ancestors, love carried forward from devoted mothers and fathers, wisdom accumulated through generations of learning and growth. But some of these inherited patterns may be holding you back. Survival fears that are no longer relevant, scarcity beliefs born from times of genuine hardship, protective mechanisms that have outlived their usefulness. You have the power to consciously choose which ancestral gifts to keep and which outdated programs to lovingly release. You can honor your lineage while freeing yourself from its limitations. You can carry forward the best of what came before while creating something entirely new. Imagine now that you can see the golden thread of your genetic lineage stretching back through time. See the unbroken chain of survival, adaptation, and evolution that had to occur perfectly for you to be here in this moment. Feel the incredible love and sacrifice of countless ancestors who contributed to your existence. Thank them now for their contribution to your life. Thank them for their strength in difficult times, their love in the face of hardship, their courage to keep going when everything seemed hopeless. Without their perseverance, you would not exist. But also recognize that some of the survival strategies that served them may not serve you. The scarcity consciousness that helped them survive famine may be keeping you from experiencing abundance. The hypervigilance that protected them from danger may be creating anxiety in your safe modern life. With love and gratitude, you can consciously choose to transform these inherited patterns. Speak to your cellular memory now. Thank you for keeping my ancestors alive. Thank you for protecting our lineage. And now I choose to evolve these patterns into forms that serve my highest good and the highest good of future generations. Feel this intention resonating through every cell of your body. Feel your DNA responding to this conscious direction, activating genes that support health, abundance, joy, and peace, while allowing genes associated with survival, fear, and limitation to return to dormancy. This is not disrespecting your ancestors. This is honoring them by taking their gift of life and evolving it to its highest potential. This is breaking cycles of suffering and initiating cycles of thriving that will benefit not only you, but all those who come after you. See your cellular memory now being gently cleansed and updated, like upgrading the software of an incredibly sophisticated computer. Old programs that no longer serve are being archived with gratitude and replaced with new programs aligned with your conscious evolution. Feel trauma patterns from the past dissolving and being replaced with resilience patterns. Feel scarcity patterns melting away and being replaced with abundance patterns. Feel fear patterns transforming into patterns of trust and openness. This cellular reset is happening at the deepest levels of your being, in your mitochondria, your nervous system, your immune system, your endocrine system. Every system in your body is receiving new information about how to function in alignment with your highest potential rather than your inherited limitations. You are literally becoming the ancestor you needed, healing not only yourself but healing backward through time, transforming the pain of the past into wisdom for the future. As this cellular reset continues, you may feel waves of release, emotions moving through you that don't seem to belong to your personal experience. This is ancestral healing happening through you. Breathe through it with compassion, knowing that you are performing a sacred service for your entire lineage. Feel yourself now as a bridge between the past and the future, transformed by your conscious choice to evolve beyond inherited limitations while carrying forward the gifts of wisdom, love, and strength that truly serve. Your children, your children's children, and countless future generations will inherit not just the biological gifts you carry, but the consciousness with which you've transformed them. You are creating a new template for what it means to be human in your family line. Rest now in the knowing that this cellular reset is occurring automatically as you sleep, guided by your conscious intention and the intelligence of your body's natural healing mechanisms. Your heart is far more than a pump circulating blood through your body. It is a sophisticated electromagnetic generator, creating a field of energy that extends several feet beyond your physical form and communicates constantly with the quantum field of infinite possibility. Scientists have discovered that your heart's electromagnetic field is 60 times stronger than your brain's and can actually influence the brainwaves of people standing near you. When your heart is in a state of coherence, when you're feeling genuine love, appreciation, or compassion, it sends a signal into the field that begins attracting experiences that match these elevated emotional states. Tonight, as you rest in this peaceful awareness, you have the opportunity to consciously activate your heart's magnetic field as a powerful attractor for everything you desire to experience in your life. Place your awareness now in the center of your chest, in the space of your heart. Feel this incredible organ that has been beating faithfully since before you were born, that has never taken a vacation, never gone on strike, never stopped believing in your life even when you may have stopped believing in yourself. Your heart knows things your mind doesn't know. It can sense opportunities before they become visible. It can feel the presence of people who will be important in your life before you meet them. It can detect the vibration of experiences that are aligned with your highest good, long before they manifest in physical reality. This is because your heart is directly connected to the field of infinite possibility, the same field from which all creation emerges. When you learn to generate coherent heart rhythms through feelings of love and appreciation, you literally tune your personal electromagnetic field to the frequency of miracles. Feel your heart now beginning to open like a flower blooming in slow motion. With each breath, sense this space in your chest expanding, creating more room for love, more capacity for joy, more openness to receive the gifts that life wants to give you. Think of someone or something you love unconditionally, perhaps a child, a pet, a friend, or a place in nature that fills you with peace. Feel how your heart responds to this loving focus. Notice the warmth, the expansion, the sense of connection and gratitude that naturally arises. This feeling, this heart coherence, is creating a specific electromagnetic signature that begins to restructure the quantum field around you. You are literally broadcasting love, and love is the most powerful force in the universe for attracting positive experiences. Now, while maintaining this feeling of love in your heart, bring to mind the life you most desire to be living. Don't think about it. Feel into it. Feel what it would be like to wake up each morning in that reality. Feel the gratitude of already having your dreams fulfilled. Feel the joy of being surrounded by people who love and appreciate you exactly as you are. Notice how your heart responds to these feelings. The same coherent rhythm, the same electromagnetic field, the same magnetic attraction, but now it's specifically tuned to your desired reality. You are becoming a magnet for everything that matches this elevated emotional state. Your heart is so intelligent that it begins to attract not just what you think you want, but what your soul truly needs for its evolution. Sometimes these gifts come in packages you don't expect, through doors you never thought to look through, in timing that seems miraculous, but is actually the perfect orchestration of a loving universe responding to your heart's deepest desires. As you continue to breathe into your heart space, feel this magnetic field expanding beyond your body, beyond this room, reaching out into the quantum field like invisible threads connecting you to every experience, every person, every opportunity that resonates with your elevated emotional state. You are not separate from what you desire. You are connected to it through the electromagnetic field of your own heart. The love you seek is seeking you. The opportunities you need are already moving toward you. The healing you long for is already available in the field, waiting for your heart to become coherent enough to receive it. This is why the ancient traditions always taught that the heart is the seat of wisdom, the center of spiritual power, the gateway to divine connection. They understood intuitively what science is now proving. A coherent heart has the power to reorganize reality itself. Feel your heart now as a lighthouse, broadcasting its signal of love and gratitude into the darkness, calling forth experiences that match this light. Trust that this signal is being received by the intelligence that orchestrates all of life, and that your response is already on its way. As you sleep tonight, your heart will continue to broadcast this coherent signal, working like a homing beacon to guide your desired reality into your experience. The dreams you dream, the rest you receive, the cellular regeneration that occurs, all of it will be enhanced by this coherent heart field. Rest now in the knowing that your heart is far more powerful than you've ever imagined, and that by simply feeling love and appreciation, you are actively participating in the creation of a more beautiful life. In the quantum realm, particles that have once been connected remain connected across any distance, instantly affecting each other regardless of space and time. This phenomenon, called quantum entanglement, reveals a fundamental truth about the nature of reality. Everything is connected at the deepest level of existence. Your consciousness operates according to these same quantum principles. When you dream of a future reality, with genuine emotion and clear intention, you create a quantum entanglement with that possible future. You establish an invisible connection that begins to draw that potential into your current experience. Tonight, as you prepare to enter the dream state, you're not just going to sleep. You're preparing to quantum entangle with the highest possibilities for your life. Your dreams will become more than random neural firing or psychological processing. They will become active communications with potential futures, bridges between where you are and where you're meant to be. In the dream state, your consciousness is freed from the limitations of linear time and three-dimensional space. You can experience multiple realities simultaneously, communicate with aspects of yourself that exist in different timelines, and receive information from sources beyond your ordinary awareness. Feel yourself now preparing to enter this quantum dream space. As your body relaxes deeper, and your brain waves slow into the theta rhythms of deep creativity, you're positioning yourself at the intersection of consciousness and possibility. Set an intention now for your dream experience. Not an intention to control or manipulate, but an intention to be open, receptive, and available to quantum communications from your highest potential self. Ask your dreaming mind to show you glimpses of the life you're meant to be living, to give you clues about the next steps on your path, to connect you with the resources and opportunities that await you. Your dreaming consciousness knows how to navigate realms that your waking mind cannot access. It can travel faster than light, communicate telepathically, and perceive the subtle energy patterns that determine how reality unfolds. Tonight, trust this deeper intelligence to guide you exactly where you need to go. As you begin to drift into the hypnagogic state, that magical threshold between waking and sleeping, you may notice images, symbols, or sensations that seem to arise from nowhere. These are not random occurrences. They are quantum communications from possible futures trying to establish connection with your current awareness. Don't try to analyze or interpret these communications with your logical mind. Simply receive them with the same openness with which you would receive a gift from a beloved friend. Your subconscious mind knows how to decode these quantum messages and translate them into actionable guidance for your waking life. In your dreams tonight, you may find yourself living experiences that feel more real than ordinary reality. You may wake up tomorrow with clear knowing about decisions you need to make, people you need to meet, or actions you need to take. This is quantum entanglement working through your dream consciousness to guide your evolution. Your future self, the version of you living your highest potential, is not just a distant possibility. In the quantum field, that self exists as a present reality waiting for the right conditions to collapse into your current timeline. Your dreams are one of the most powerful ways to create those conditions. Feel yourself now as a quantum being capable of communicating across time and space through the medium of consciousness. You are not bound by the apparent limitations of physical reality. You are a multidimensional being temporarily focused in one dimension, but capable of accessing all dimensions through your dream awareness. As you surrender to sleep, surrender also to the mystery of quantum consciousness. Trust that your dreaming mind will take you exactly where you need to go, show you exactly what you need to see, and connect you with exactly what you need to know for your next level of evolution. The dreams you have tonight are not separate from your waking life. They are an integral part of your consciousness expansion, your reality creation, your quantum evolution. Every symbol, every emotion, every experience in your dreams is a piece of the puzzle of your becoming. Some of these dreams you may remember clearly, others may fade upon waking, but leave you with inexplicable knowing or sudden inspiration. Both types are equally valuable, as they represent different ways your quantum consciousness processes and integrates new possibilities. Your dream life and your waking life are becoming more integrated, more coherent, more aligned with your highest potential. The boundaries between sleeping and waking consciousness are dissolving as you become more aware of your true nature as a quantum being experiencing physical reality. Rest now in the knowing that your dreams are doorways to infinite possibility, and that tonight you will walk through those doorways with the curiosity of a scientist, the openness of a child, and the trust of a soul that knows it is guided by perfect intelligence. Your nervous system is the bridge between consciousness and physical reality, the translator that turns thoughts into sensations, emotions into chemistry, and intentions into actions. Tonight you're inviting your nervous system into a state of complete surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of trust, allowing your body's innate wisdom to guide the process of transformation. For too long, your nervous system may have been operating in survival mode, constantly scanning for threats, preparing for the next challenge, keeping you alert and defended against a world that seemed unsafe. This vigilance served you once, but now it's time to update your nervous system's programming from survival to thrival, from protection to creation. Feel your nervous system now as a vast network of communication pathways throughout your body, your brain, your spinal cord, all the intricate networks of nerves that carry information between your consciousness and every cell. This system has been working tirelessly to keep you alive and functioning, often without any recognition or gratitude. Thank your nervous system now for its constant service. Thank it for all the times it kept you safe, helped you respond quickly to danger, processed complex information, and coordinated the miraculous symphony of functions that keep you alive moment by moment. And now, gently, lovingly, give your nervous system permission to relax, to let go of the need to be constantly vigilant, to trust that in this moment, in this space, you are completely safe and supported. Feel your sympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for fight, flight, and freeze responses, beginning to stand down. Feel the tension in your muscles melting away as your nervous system receives the message that there are no threats to respond to, no emergencies to handle, no problems to solve. Instead, feel your parasympathetic nervous system awakening, the part responsible for rest, repair, regeneration, and growth. This is the aspect of your nervous system that knows how to heal, how to learn new patterns, how to integrate new information at the cellular level. As your parasympathetic nervous system comes online, notice how your breathing naturally deepens and slows. Feel how your heart rate settles into a more peaceful rhythm. Notice how your muscles soften and your mind becomes quieter and more spacious. This is the state in which miracles happen, not through force or effort, but through the profound relaxation that allows your body's natural healing and transformation mechanisms to do their work unimpeded. Your nervous system is incredibly plastic, capable of forming new neural pathways at any age, in any condition. But this plasticity is enhanced exponentially when you're in a state of safety and relaxation. Tonight, you're creating optimal conditions for your nervous system to rewire itself in alignment with your highest vision for your life. Imagine now that you can see the neural pathways in your brain like a vast constellation of lights. Some of these pathways are well-worn highways of habitual thought and behavior, some serving you, others keeping you stuck in old patterns. Tonight, new pathways are being formed, pathways of confidence, creativity, abundance, love, and possibility. With each moment of relaxation, each breath of surrender, you're making it easier for these new pathways to develop and strengthen. Feel your nervous system learning a new baseline, not one of chronic stress and vigilance, but one of trust, openness, and receptivity. This new baseline will become your new normal, the foundation from which you experience life going forward. Your nervous system doesn't just affect your internal experience. It affects how you show up in the world, how others respond to you, what opportunities you notice and attract. When your nervous system is in a state of coherence and ease, you become magnetic to experiences that match that internal state. People will notice something different about you, a calmness, a presence, a grounded confidence that draws them in. Opportunities will seem to appear more frequently, because your relaxed nervous system allows you to notice subtle cues and possibilities that stress would cause you to miss. This surrender of your nervous system is not passive. It's one of the most active things you can do for your transformation. You're actively choosing trust over fear, ease over struggle, flow over force. Feel this surrender happening now at every level of your being. Feel your nervous system releasing control and trusting the intelligence of life itself to guide your evolution. Feel the profound relief of no longer having to figure everything out, manage every detail, or protect yourself from every possible threat. In this surrender, you're not losing yourself. You're finding your true self, the self that existed before fear taught you to contract, before hurt taught you to defend, before disappointment taught you to expect less than you deserve. Your nervous system is remembering its original programming, not to survive in a hostile world, but to thrive in a loving universe, to create beauty, to experience joy, to express the unique gifts that only you can offer. Rest now in this profound surrender, knowing that your nervous system is reprogramming itself with every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of trust. Tomorrow you will wake up with a nervous system that is more aligned with peace than with stress, more attuned to possibility than to problems, more resonant with love than with fear. At the most fundamental level of your being, your DNA is constantly listening to the molecular messages created by your thoughts and emotions. Every feeling generates specific chemicals, every belief produces particular proteins, and every moment of love creates cascades of healing compounds that communicate directly with your genetic expression. Tonight, you're going to speak directly to your DNA in the language it understands best. The language of love, appreciation, and unconditional acceptance. You're going to flood your system with the molecular messages that activate your gene's highest potential for health, vitality, creativity, and joy. Your DNA is not just a static blueprint determining your destiny. It's a dynamic, responsive system that changes its activity based on the emotional and chemical environment you create through your consciousness. When you feel love, for yourself, for others, for life itself, you literally bathe your genes in the perfect conditions for optimal function. Feel into your heart now, that space of infinite love that exists beyond all conditions, beyond all reasons. beyond all circumstances. This love is not dependent on anyone or anything outside yourself. It is the fundamental frequency of your being, the core vibration from which you are made. From this space of pure love, speak to your DNA now. Thank you for holding the perfect blueprint for my highest expression. Thank you for being so responsive to my consciousness, so willing to evolve and adapt according to my deepest intentions. Tonight, I flood you with the frequency of love, activating every gene that serves my optimal health, happiness, and fulfillment. Feel this message of love traveling through your bloodstream, reaching every cell, every chromosome, every gene in your body. See your DNA responding like flowers opening to sunlight, activating sequences that have been dormant, silencing sequences that no longer serve, optimizing its expression for your greatest good. The molecules of love you're generating right now, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, are not just making you feel good. They're acting as genetic switches, turning on genes associated with healing, regeneration, longevity, and resilience, while turning off genes associated with inflammation, aging, and disease. But love is not just a feeling, it's an intelligence. It knows exactly what your body needs, exactly which genetic programs to activate, exactly how to orchestrate the complex symphony of biological functions that create optimal health and vitality. Send love now to every system in your body. Send love to your immune system, thanking it for its perfect ability to distinguish between self and non-self, to protect without attacking, to heal without overreacting. Feel your immune cells responding to this love by becoming more intelligent, more balanced, more effective. Send love to your nervous system, appreciating its incredible capacity to learn, adapt, and create new neural pathways throughout your entire life. Feel your neurons responding by forming new connections that support peace, confidence, creativity, and joy. Send love to your digestive system, honoring its wisdom in extracting exactly what you need from food and eliminating what you don't need. Feel your digestive organs responding by optimizing their function for maximum nutrition and vitality. Send love to your cardiovascular system, grateful for its tireless work in circulating life force throughout your entire being. Feel your heart and blood vessels responding by finding their perfect rhythm of efficiency and ease. Send love to your endocrine system, recognizing its sophisticated ability to maintain balance through the precise release of hormones. Feel your glands responding by harmonizing their function for optimal energy, mood, and well-being. This love you're sending is not just wishful thinking, it's scientifically proven medicine. Studies have shown that people who practice loving-kindness meditation have longer telomeres, better immune function, reduced inflammation, and greater overall health and longevity. But tonight, you're going beyond general love to specific, intentional communication with your genetic intelligence. You're programming your DNA with the highest possible instructions for your evolution and expression. Feel your DNA now as it receives these molecular messages of love, integrating them into its structure, using them as templates for creating the proteins, enzymes, and cellular components that will build tomorrow's version of your body. This is not just physical healing. This is conscious evolution. You're actively participating in your own genetic expression, choosing which aspects of your potential to activate, which inherited patterns to transform, which new capabilities to develop. Your children, your children's children, and all future generations will inherit not just your DNA, but the consciousness with which you've programmed it. By sending love to your genes tonight, you're healing backward through time and forward through time, transforming your entire lineage. Rest now in the knowing that this molecular conversation is continuing at levels beyond your conscious awareness. Every cell in your body is receiving and integrating these messages of love, using them to optimize function, repair damage, and prepare for tomorrow's expression of your highest potential. As you sleep, this genetic programming will continue, guided by the love you've infused into your system and the intention you've set for your optimal health and evolution. Within you lives an awareness that has been present for every moment of your life, unchanged by every experience you've had. This awareness is not your thoughts, not your emotions, not your body, not your history. It is the pure consciousness that observes all of these phenomena with complete equanimity and unconditional love. Tonight, you're invited to rest in this observer consciousness, the part of you that watches thoughts arise and pass away without being disturbed by them, that witnesses emotions flow through without being overwhelmed by them, that sees the body's changes without identifying with them. This observer is your true self, the constant in the midst of all change, the peace at the center of all storms. When you rest in this awareness, transformation happens naturally, effortlessly, without force or struggle. Feel this observer consciousness now as a vast, open sky within which all experiences arise and dissolve. Your thoughts are like clouds passing through this sky, sometimes peaceful and white, sometimes stormy and dark, but the sky itself remains unchanged, unlimited, eternally clear. From this observer perspective, you can watch the process of your own transformation with gentle curiosity rather than anxious effort. You can notice old patterns arising without judging them or fighting them. You can see new possibilities emerging without grasping them or forcing them into existence. This observer consciousness is inherently peaceful because it has no agenda, no resistance, no need for anything to be different than it is. It simply witnesses with the same equanimity, whether you're experiencing joy or sorrow, success or failure, clarity or confusion. Notice how relaxing it is to rest in this perspective. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to improve. There's simply the gentle presence of awareness, watching the natural unfolding of your evolution with infinite patience and compassion. From this observer space, you can see how perfectly everything has been orchestrated for your growth. Every challenge has strengthened you. Every loss has opened you to receive more love. Every confusion has prepared you for greater clarity. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been a mistake. This observer consciousness is not detached or indifferent. It's the most caring presence imaginable because it sees the truth of who you are, beyond all appearances. It sees your essential perfection, your unlimited potential, your inherent worthiness regardless of what you've done or failed to do. Feel this loving awareness holding you now like a mother holds a sleeping child, with complete tenderness, absolute protection, and unwavering faith in your inherent goodness. You are being held by the very consciousness from which you emerged, in which you exist, and to which you will return. From this observer perspective, you can see that everything you've been seeking outside yourself already exists within this awareness. The peace you've been looking for is the nature of the observer. The love you've been craving is the quality of its attention. The wisdom you've been pursuing is its natural understanding. Rest now in this recognition. Feel how the observer consciousness naturally radiates the qualities you most desire to experience: unconditional love, infinite peace, perfect understanding, boundless creativity, effortless joy. As you rest in this awareness, allow it to permeate every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, every feeling in your heart. This is not something you need to achieve or attain. It's something you need only to recognize and remember. This observer consciousness is the true you that exists beyond all conditioning, all programming, all learned limitations. It's the self that was never born and will never die, that has no problems and needs no improvement, that is already everything you've been trying to become. From this space of pure being, watch as your life naturally reorganizes itself around this deeper truth. Watch as relationships become more harmonious, opportunities become more abundant, challenges become more manageable, and joy becomes more natural. This is not because you're trying to make these changes happen, but because when you rest in your true nature, your external life naturally reflects that inner harmony. The observer consciousness is so powerful that simply resting in it begins to transform everything around you. Feel this transformation happening now, not as something you're doing, but as something that's happening through you as you align with your deepest nature. Your very presence is becoming a blessing to everyone and everything around you. This observer consciousness will remain present throughout your sleep, watching over your dreams, guiding your subconscious processing, ensuring that every moment of rest serves your highest evolution. Trust this awareness completely. It has been with you always. It will be with you always. And it is guiding you with perfect intelligence toward the fullest expression of your potential. Rest now in the gentle presence of the observer. knowing that in this awareness, all healing happens, all growth occurs, all transformation unfolds in perfect divine timing. Your brain is the most sophisticated construction crew in the universe, constantly building and rebuilding the neural architecture that determines your perception of reality. Every thought you think repeatedly becomes a neural pathway. Every emotion you feel consistently becomes a neurochemical pattern. Every belief you hold steadily becomes a brain structure. Tonight, as you enter the deep states of consciousness where neuroplasticity is maximized, your brain is preparing to reconstruct itself according to the blueprints you provide through your imagination, intention, and emotion. This is not metaphorical. This is literal brain reconstruction happening at the cellular level. Your current reality is constructed from the neural networks you've built up over years of repetitive thinking and feeling. These networks act like highways in your brain, making certain thoughts and emotions automatic, predictable, familiar. But these highways can be rerouted, rebuilt, and entirely redesigned based on new information you consistently provide. Think about the reality you want to live in. Not the external circumstances, but the internal experience, the way you want to feel when you wake up each morning, the quality of thoughts you want to think throughout the day, the emotional states you want to be your new normal. Every aspect of this desired reality has a corresponding neural network. Confidence has its own neural signature. Peace has its own brain pattern. Creativity has its own neurochemical cascade. Joy has its own electromagnetic frequency. And all of these can be built, strengthened, and made automatic through conscious repetition during these optimal brain states. Feel your brain now as a living construction site where old neural pathways that no longer serve you are being gently dismantled and recycled into raw materials for new construction. The neurons that once carried signals of worry, fear, and limitation are being repurposed to carry signals of trust, love, and possibility. This reconstruction happens most efficiently during sleep and near-sleep states, when your brain's default mode network, the part responsible for self-referential thinking and rumination, becomes less active, creating space for new neural connections to form without interference from old patterns. See in your mind's eye the neural pathways of your desired reality beginning to form like new roads being built through unexplored territory. With each repetition of your new thoughts and feelings, these pathways become wider, stronger, more established. The pathway for "I am worthy of love" is being constructed, strengthened, and integrated into your brain's automatic processing. The pathway for "abundance flows easily to me" is being built with each feeling of gratitude and expectation. The pathway for "I trust the process of life" is being established with each moment of surrender and peace. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. It builds neural networks based on both with equal efficiency. This is why visualization and emotional rehearsal are so powerful. You're literally building the brain structure needed to perceive and create the reality you desire. Feel these new neural networks coming online now, creating new possibilities for thought, emotion, and behavior. Tomorrow, when you wake up, your brain will be slightly but significantly different than it was today. The neural architecture for your new reality will be more established, more accessible, more automatic. This process continues throughout your sleep as your brain consolidates new learning, strengthens important connections, and prunes away neural patterns that are no longer needed. Your dreams will continue this reconstruction process, allowing your brain to practice new patterns in the safe space of imagination. But this reconstruction isn't just happening in your individual brain. It's connected to the collective field of consciousness. As you build new neural networks for peace, love, and possibility, you're contributing to the strengthening of these networks in the collective human brain. Your personal transformation supports the transformation of all. Your reconstructed brain will perceive opportunities that your old brain couldn't see, solutions that your old patterns couldn't conceive, relationships that your old programming couldn't attract. This is because different neural networks literally create different perceptual realities. The person you'll be tomorrow, with these new neural pathways more established, will naturally think thoughts that create better feelings, make choices that lead to better outcomes, and take actions that are more aligned with your highest vision for your life. This is the science of conscious evolution, using the brain's natural neuroplasticity to deliberately construct the neural architecture needed for the life you want to live. You're not just hoping for change or waiting for change. You're building change into the very structure of your brain. Feel this reconstruction happening now at the deepest levels of your consciousness. Every neural network that supports your highest good is being strengthened. Every pattern that keeps you limited is being gently dissolved and transformed. Trust in your brain's incredible capacity to rebuild itself according to your conscious intentions. Trust in the intelligence of your nervous system to integrate these new patterns seamlessly into your daily experience. Trust in the process of neuroplasticity to deliver the internal transformation that will manifest as external change. Rest now, knowing that your brain is working throughout the night to reconstruct itself according to the blueprint of your highest potential, creating the neural foundation for the miraculous life that awaits you. Deep within the quiet chambers of your being, a revolution is taking place. Not the kind of revolution fought with weapons or words, but the most profound revolution possible. The gentle uprising of your true self against the tyranny of limiting beliefs, inherited patterns, and conditioned responses that have kept you smaller than you truly are. This revolution happens in silence, in stillness, in the sacred space between thoughts where transformation occurs without fanfare or struggle. It's happening right now as you rest in this peaceful awareness, as your consciousness expands beyond the boundaries that once seemed so solid and permanent. Unlike external revolutions that often create chaos and destruction, this inner revolution creates only harmony, healing, and wholeness. Old patterns don't die violently. They simply dissolve back into the pure potential from which they emerged. Limitations don't fight for survival. They release their grip with gratitude for the protection they once provided. Feel this silent revolution happening in every cell of your body. Your DNA is quietly rewriting itself, activating genes that support your highest expression, while silencing genes that perpetuate old stories of struggle and suffering. Your nervous system is peacefully reorganizing itself around new priorities of ease, flow, and trust. Your subconscious mind, that vast repository of automatic programming, is undergoing a gentle but complete transformation. Like a computer quietly installing new software while you sleep, your deepest mental processes are being updated to align with your conscious choices rather than your unconscious conditioning. This revolution requires no effort on your part, because it's powered by the natural intelligence of life itself. You don't have to fight against your old self. You simply need to consistently choose to nourish your new self. What you feed with attention grows stronger. What you starve of attention naturally fades away. In this silent revolution, there are no enemies to defeat, only outdated programs to compassionately release. The part of you that learned to worry was once trying to keep you safe. The part of you that learned to doubt was once trying to protect you from disappointment. Thank these protective mechanisms for their service, and then gently redirect their energy towards supporting your expansion, rather than limiting it. Feel the invisible changes happening within you right now. Your electromagnetic field is shifting to a higher frequency. Your heart rhythm is becoming more coherent. Your brain waves are synchronizing with the deeper rhythms of creation itself. None of this is visible to the outside world, yet it's more real and more transformative than any external change could be. This is why the mystics and sages throughout history have emphasized the importance of inner work. They understood that the most powerful revolutions happen in consciousness first, then manifest in the physical world as their natural consequence. Change, the inner and the outer, must follow. Your silent revolution is affecting everyone around you, though they may not understand why. Your presence will feel different to people, more peaceful, more authentic, more inspiring. Your energy will subtly invite others to remember their own potential for transformation. You become a walking invitation to revolutionary consciousness. But this revolution never ends because consciousness has no limits to its expansion. Each level of transformation opens doorways to even greater possibilities. Each breakthrough becomes the foundation for the next breakthrough. You're not just healing yourself, you're evolving yourself into dimensions of being you couldn't have imagined from where you started. The person who began this journey of transformation is not the same person who is experiencing these words right now. That person was like a caterpillar, perfect in their own way, but destined for metamorphosis. The revolution happening within you is the dissolution of caterpillar consciousness and the emergence of butterfly awareness. In nature, this transformation happens in the darkness of the cocoon, invisible to the outside world until the moment of emergence. Your silent revolution is happening in the cocoon of your inner awareness, invisible to others until the moment you step into the world as your transformed self. Feel yourself now in this space of metamorphosis, neither who you were nor fully who you're becoming, but perfectly held in the process of transformation itself. Trust the intelligence that guides this change, the same intelligence that transforms seeds into flowers and winter into spring. This revolution will continue throughout your sleep, working in the background of your consciousness to integrate new patterns, dissolve old limitations, and prepare your entire being for levels of joy, peace, and creativity that your previous self couldn't access. When you wake tomorrow, the revolution will have advanced another step. You may not feel dramatically different, but something essential will have shifted. Your responses will be slightly more peaceful. Your thoughts will be marginally more positive. Your energy will be incrementally more vibrant. These small, silent changes accumulate over time into profound transformation. The person you'll be 6 months from now, having undergone this gentle revolution night after night, will be so different from who you are today that you'll barely recognize your former self. Rest now in the trust that this silent revolution is perfectly orchestrated by the deepest intelligence of your being. You don't need to understand how it works or monitor its progress. You simply need to continue showing up for it, night after night, allowing it to transform you in ways that exceed your wildest expectations. The revolution of consciousness is the most powerful force in the universe, and it's happening within you right now, changing everything in ways so subtle and so profound that only your soul can comprehend the magnitude of what's taking place. Transformation without integration is like having a beautiful dream that fades upon waking, leaving only a vague sense that something important happened. Tonight, as your consciousness expands and new possibilities become real in your awareness, your body and mind are learning to embody these changes, to make them permanent fixtures of your daily experience. Integration is the bridge between mystical experience and practical reality, between peak states and everyday consciousness, between who you glimpse yourself to be in moments of clarity and who you actually show up as in the world. Your body is incredibly intelligent at integration. Right now, as you rest in this expanded awareness, your nervous system is creating new default settings. Your endocrine system is adjusting hormone production. Your immune system is recalibrating its responses, all to support the new version of yourself that's emerging. Feel your body now as a living temple being prepared to house your evolved consciousness. Every cell is adjusting its vibration to match your expanded awareness. Every organ system is optimizing its function to support your new way of being. Your physical form is becoming a more accurate expression of your true spiritual nature. This integration happens gradually, gently, allowing your human system to adapt to higher frequencies without shock or overwhelm. Like moving from a dark room into bright sunlight, your consciousness dims the lights as needed to protect your system while still allowing the light to transform you completely. Your mind, too, is learning to embody these new realities. The thoughts that once seemed foreign or impossible are becoming familiar, natural, automatic. The emotional states that once felt like temporary visitors are becoming permanent residents. The perspectives that once required effort to maintain are becoming your spontaneous point of view. But true integration goes beyond individual change. It's about becoming a bridge between the enlightened consciousness you're accessing and the world that's still awakening. You're not just transforming for yourself, you're transforming in service to the collective elevation of human consciousness. Feel yourself now as both student and teacher, both receiver and transmitter of this elevated awareness. As you integrate these frequencies into your being, you become capable of radiating them naturally, effortlessly, simply through your presence in the world. Your integrated presence will speak to people in ways your words never could. Your embodied peace will calm anxious hearts without you saying anything. Your lived joy will inspire possibility in those who have forgotten how to hope. Your authentic power will give others permission to step into their own strength. This is the ultimate purpose of personal transformation, not to escape the world, but to return to it as a more conscious, loving, capable contributor to its healing and evolution. You're not becoming enlightened to rise above humanity, but to help humanity rise to its own enlightened potential. Integration also means learning to maintain your center in all circumstances. The peace you feel in meditation becomes the peace you carry into challenging situations. The love you access in prayer becomes the love you offer to difficult people. The wisdom you receive in stillness becomes the guidance you follow in complex decisions. Your life becomes a living demonstration of consciousness in action. Not perfect, not without challenges, but consistently oriented toward growth, service, and love. You become someone who responds rather than reacts, who creates rather than complains, who trusts rather than fears. Feel this integration happening now at every level of your being. Your physical body is memorizing these states of ease and vitality. Your emotional body is learning these patterns of peace and joy. Your mental body is establishing these frequencies of clarity and wisdom. Your spiritual body is anchoring these connections to infinite love and intelligence. Tomorrow, when you engage with the world, these integrated states will be available to you not as something you have to reach for, but as something you naturally embody. Challenges will still arise, but you'll meet them from a deeper place of resourcefulness and trust. Your relationships will begin to shift as people respond to your more integrated presence. Some relationships will deepen as others recognize and are inspired by your authenticity. Some relationships may naturally fade as you outgrow patterns of connection based on shared limitation rather than shared growth. New relationships will emerge, soul connections with people who resonate with your frequency of conscious living. Opportunities will appear that are aligned with your integrated self rather than your previous self. Resources will become available that support your highest expression rather than your survival needs. This integration is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. Each day, each experience, each choice becomes an opportunity to embody your realization more fully, to translate your inner transformation into outer expression, to bridge the gap between spiritual insight and practical application. Your entire life becomes a spiritual practice, not separate from your awakening, but the very ground in which your awakening takes root and bears fruit. Work becomes worship, relationships become service, daily activities become expressions of your divine nature. Rest now in the knowing that this integration is happening automatically, guided by the same intelligence that orchestrates all of nature's transformations. You don't have to force it or manage it. You simply need to trust it and allow it to unfold in perfect timing. As you sleep tonight, this integration will continue at the deepest levels of your being, preparing you to wake tomorrow as a more embodied version of your highest self, ready to live your truth in a world that desperately needs authentic examples of conscious evolution. As this night of transformation draws toward its natural conclusion, we must prepare for one of the most sacred moments in the cycle of consciousness, the transition from sleep to waking, from the internal world of possibility to the external world of expression, from the person you were to the person you're becoming. Tomorrow morning, when your eyes open to greet the new day, you will not be waking up as the same person who went to sleep tonight. The transformation that has occurred in the depths of your consciousness has been real, substantial, and permanent. Your cellular structure has been updated. Your neural pathways have been rewired. Your energetic signature has been elevated. But here's what's crucial to understand. This new identity doesn't need to be announced or proclaimed. It simply needs to be lived. The most profound transformations often happen so naturally, so organically, that they feel like remembering rather than becoming, like coming home rather than going somewhere new. When you wake tomorrow, notice the subtle but significant differences in how you feel in your body. There may be a sense of lightness, as if you've released weight you didn't realize you were carrying. There may be a feeling of spaciousness, as if your inner world has expanded to accommodate new possibilities. There may be a quality of peace that feels both familiar and completely fresh. Your first thoughts upon waking may surprise you with their clarity and positivity. Where once you might have awakened to worry or rush into the demands of the day, you may find yourself naturally resting in gratitude. naturally trusting that everything needed will be provided, naturally feeling excited about the potential that each moment holds. This is not positive thinking or forced optimism. This is the natural expression of a consciousness that has remembered its true nature and aligned with its highest potential. Your thoughts are different because you are different. Your feelings are elevated because your frequency has been elevated. As you move through your morning routine, showering, dressing, preparing for your day, you may notice that these simple activities feel different. There's a presence to them, a mindfulness, a sense that even the most ordinary actions are expressions of something sacred. You're not just going through motions, you're consciously participating in the miracle of embodied existence. People may notice something different about you, though they may not be able to articulate what it is. Your energy will feel more grounded, more peaceful, more authentic. Your presence will be more magnetic, not because you're trying to attract attention, but because you're naturally radiating the frequency of someone who has remembered their worth. This new identity doesn't need to be perfect or fully formed. Like a flower that has just begun to bloom, it needs only to be honored, nurtured, and allowed to unfold naturally. There's no pressure to have everything figured out, no need to suddenly become someone completely different. You're simply becoming more yourself, more authentic, more aligned, more alive. Your morning will be an opportunity to practice embodying this new identity in small, simple ways. Perhaps you'll speak to yourself with more kindness. Perhaps you'll make choices that truly serve your well-being, rather than old habits of self-neglect. Perhaps you'll respond to challenges with curiosity, rather than reactivity. Each choice you make from this new identity strengthens it, makes it more real, more established in your daily experience. You're not just having a spiritual experience, you're becoming a spiritual being expressing through human form. This morning's new identity is not separate from who you've always been at your core. It's the fullest expression of your essential nature. You're not becoming someone else. You're becoming yourself without the layers of conditioning, fear, and limitation that once obscured your true radiance. Trust this new identity completely, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Like trying on clothes that fit perfectly but are in a style you've never worn before, this new way of being may feel both right and strange simultaneously. This is natural. Allow yourself time to grow into this expanded version of yourself. Your new identity will express itself differently in different areas of your life. In your work, you may find yourself approaching tasks with more creativity and confidence. In your relationships, you may discover new depths of compassion and authenticity. In your personal time, you may feel drawn to activities and interests that truly nourish your soul. Remember that this transformation is not just personal, it's planetary. By embodying your highest potential, you're contributing to the collective awakening of human consciousness. Your authentic presence gives others permission to access their own authenticity. Your peace radiates out into a world that desperately needs more peace. As you prepare to enter sleep now, set an intention that upon waking, you will gracefully and naturally step into this new identity. You don't need to force it or perform it. Simply allow it to express through you as naturally as sunlight expresses through the sun. Your morning's new identity is a gift you're giving not only to yourself, but to everyone whose life you touch. You're becoming the person the world needs you to be, not through effort or struggle, but through the simple act of allowing your true nature to shine forth without obstruction. Rest now in the excitement and gratitude of knowing that tomorrow brings the opportunity to live as this new version of yourself, to embody the transformation that has taken place tonight, to step into a life that reflects your deepest truth and highest potential. As we reach the completion of this night's journey of transformation, it's important to understand that what you've experienced is not a one-time event, but part of an eternal cycle of consciousness expansion that will continue throughout your life and beyond. Every night offers you this same sacred opportunity to release what no longer serves, to align with your highest potential, to plant seeds of transformation in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. This is not just a practice, but a way of life, a conscious participation in the ongoing evolution of consciousness itself. The person you are becoming through this process is not a destination, but a direction. You're not trying to reach some final state of perfection or enlightenment. You're choosing to continuously expand, to perpetually evolve, to constantly align more deeply with the infinite potential that lives within you. Think of yourself now as part of the eternal rhythm of creation, like the earth that rotates between day and night, like the seasons that cycle through death and rebirth, like the breath that flows in and out of your lungs. You're participating in the cosmic dance of expansion and contraction, of becoming and being, of transformation and integration. Each night you practice this conscious sleep. You add another layer to your transformation. Each morning you wake up, you have the opportunity to embody these changes more fully. Each day you live from this expanded awareness. You strengthen the neural pathways and energetic patterns that support your highest expression. This eternal cycle connects you to something much larger than your individual life. You're part of a collective awakening that's happening across the planet, as more and more people remember their true nature and begin to live from consciousness rather than conditioning. Your personal transformation ripples out through the quantum field, affecting not only your immediate circle of family and friends, but contributing to the elevation of human consciousness as a whole. Every time you choose love over fear, peace over anxiety, trust over doubt, you strengthen these frequencies in the collective field. You're also connected to the eternal cycle of generations, healing patterns that have been passed down through your ancestral line, and setting new patterns that will benefit all who come after you. Your children and your children's children will inherit not just your DNA, but the consciousness with which you've transformed it. This nightly practice becomes a form of service to all life. As you clear your own consciousness, you clear pathways for others. As you heal your own wounds, you heal wounds in the collective psyche. As you expand your own awareness, you create space for collective expansion. The eternal cycle also means that there's no pressure to get it right all at once. Transformation is not a race or a competition. It's a gentle, patient unfolding that honors the perfect timing of your unique journey. Some nights the changes will feel dramatic and obvious. Other nights they'll be subtle and barely perceptible. Both are equally valuable parts of the process. Trust in the intelligence of this cycle. Trust that your consciousness knows exactly what needs to heal and when. Trust that your subconscious mind knows exactly how to integrate new patterns without overwhelming your system. Trust that your soul knows exactly where you're headed even when your mind doesn't understand the path. This eternal cycle also includes the understanding that setbacks and challenges are not failures, but integral parts of the transformation process. Old patterns may resurface occasionally, not because the work isn't working, but because they need to be loved and released at an even deeper level. When this happens, don't judge yourself or assume you've lost your progress. Simply return to the practices that serve you. Return to the love and compassion that are your true nature. Return to the trust that all experiences are serving your evolution in ways you may not immediately understand. The eternal cycle means that you can always begin again. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter what choices you made or didn't make, tonight offers a fresh opportunity to align with your highest potential. Your consciousness is endlessly forgiving, endlessly supportive, endlessly committed to your growth and happiness. As you establish this practice as part of your life rhythm, you'll notice that the boundaries between your sleeping and waking consciousness begin to dissolve. The peace you access in these nighttime sessions will naturally extend into your days. The insights you receive will spontaneously guide your choices. The love you cultivate will overflow into all your relationships. You're becoming someone who lives consciously 24 hours a day, not through effort or strain, but through the natural expression of an awakened heart and mind. Your entire life becomes a meditation, a prayer, a celebration of the miracle of consciousness expressing through human form. This eternal cycle connects you to the very source of creation itself. You're participating in the same intelligence that spins galaxies and grows flowers, that beats your heart and dreams your dreams. You're not separate from this intelligence. You are this intelligence, temporarily individualized, but eternally connected to the whole. Rest now in the peace of this eternal cycle, knowing that what you've begun tonight will continue to unfold in perfect timing throughout your life. Each night offers new opportunities for growth. Each morning brings fresh possibilities for expression. Each day provides unlimited chances to embody the love that you are. Sleep now in the arms of this eternal rhythm. trusting that you are held, guided, and loved by the same consciousness that created you and all of existence. Allow yourself to dream the dreams that will shape tomorrow's reality, to rest in the peace that surpasses understanding, to surrender to the love that never ends. Your reality has already begun to change. The seeds planted tonight will bloom in divine timing. The transformation that has occurred in consciousness will manifest in form. The love you have remembered will express itself in ways that exceed your most beautiful imaginings. Welcome to the eternal cycle of conscious evolution. Welcome to your awakened life. Welcome home to yourself.